25 years, this specimen has baffled scientists and civilians alike. He has infiltrated friendship groups and conned many into forming lifelong relationships. At first glance, he looks harmless. But what happens when you look a little closer? What happens when you look past that rugged, handsome exterior to the man that lies within? Tonight, we have gathered those closest to Ben to finally, once and for all, get to the bottom of the one question on everyone's mind. Who is Benny T?
Quite poor, honestly. There I was on a dank trip, trying to fight against the current, and this motherfucker is, talking to me about hardcore and other fucking shit, trying to make friends, and I was just not fucking interested.
Thinking how weird it was that you couldn't drink soft drink because it was too fizzy and it hurt your mouth.
Benny T!
We met when we were in prep, so we were 5 at the time. And what I remember was it felt like me and him were the smallest in the school. And it was kind of like it was us versus the school, versus the world.
It's a while ago, but I reckon it was a small little pocket rocket full of energy, just crazy energetic.
Fuck, this man can rap. And then when I met him for the first time, it was probably like, fuck, this could be the coolest bloke I've ever met.
A little kid who thought he was too cool for everyone, and then him lowering himself to hang out with me and my friends where I was the king of the group.
I thought Ben was really cool back in the day. Right, let's bring on to it. He was cool.
Year 7 camp, I think. We were playing soccer and he was good at soccer, and I remember you were doing like flips or some shit, and I thought you were pretty fucking cool, like this little short fucking psycho kid.
Really got to know you and Scott through music in year 11, year 12. It was a lot of fun and it's been great. It's been great friendships that have come from that.
Well, when I first heard him on the tracks, my first impression was excellent bars. Really brought a lot to the whole Trigger Back experience. And when I met him in person, I thought he was pretty high. No, but he was a fun bloke, and I was glad he came on the trip.
I'm thinking, if this guy hangs out with the emos, I'm sure I'm going to get along with him just fine. And we did. And here we are.
When I first met you in year 8 or whatever, I reckon you were the only guy who was shorter than me.
Short. Short.
Oh. Fuck. One word for Ben.
I don't know.
Probably just say cool.
Questionable.
Troubled.
Now, if I could hyphenate little bitch, that's what it would be. But since I can't do that, I'm gonna go with knucklehead. Oh.
If I could use 2 words, I would use deeply troubled.
Squid.
Kind. Friendly. Kind or friendly.
Ooh, steezy.
A smark.
Cowardly.
Wired. It's pretty wired.
No. Alright.
Cutie.
Probably just like as a whole, the entire like lockdown thing, just like I feel like me and him became like super good mates during that period.
That's a toughie, because we've had so many good memories in the short time we've been living in this house together.
Probably from the first night that we hung out. It was a pretty messy one. It was the famous Harry Runner night.
The first time when we drank at Ben Padmore's house when we were 15, and that famous photo. That was a very good memory.
Yeah, just a video that emerged after that of Ben telling his girlfriend at the time how much he loved her, and then proceeding to munt in a, I think it was like an alley with, some dumpsters and shit like that.
More specifically, it would be when we had that beer pong night for Kieran's birthday, and we were sitting outside, and Ben was like, oh, like I was watching this video and it was like someone died and they asked like, oh, meet me at our spot. And he was saying like, oh, how shit that would be to get that message. You spend the rest of your life trying to work out like what your spot is. And then I was like, mate, I know what our spot is. It wouldn't be that hard. And then we both whispered what we thought our spot was to Walshy, and it was the same thing, so it was pretty cute.
I don't know, that one with Mr. Sensi when he called you the dirtiest pig of them all.
Probably just squidding about on the pier at Strawberry.
When we were in high school and we were out after school in a park, and he admitted to me that he had a 2-inch penis. I thought it was a very brave moment, and it was probably the only moment that I didn't think he was a big coward.
But we have had a lot, and that, you know, across like hanging out or like talking about important stuff or getting like cooked or drinking or like playing sport as well. Ben's a real all-rounder.
Probably the time we went to the Toe and he pissed in his mouth. I'll never forget that.
Like Juman's only fun to get drunk with.
That time he got smashed by Tricky playing FIFA, and I did not realise they were playing 20-minute halves, and Ben was losing by like 50 points.
Probably the first time he came out on stage with Tricky Mac.
Be watching you do a swanton bomb off a ladder onto someone lying on an ironing board.
Honestly, probably him jumping off the roof at me during our match at Page Dogger. That was a good, just to see how excited he was beforehand, and then for it all come to plan. It's lovely.
Doesn't really apply anymore because he's given up drugs, but I always used to like when we'd be having a big night and then I'd turn to him, or he'd turn to me, and we'd just say, you know, Ben or Liam, and we'd both know the nangs were coming out. That was always positive.
When we were, you know, about 10 or 11, we used to play pretend spies in my back garden. It was me, him, and my brother, and we would just goof around, pretending we were super spies, killing loads of baddies and their minions, and that has stuck with me as something that's, you know, that's kind of the essence of what our friendship has been.
Honestly, staying in his room and not coming out and hanging out with his friends.
Blasting hard style through the walls when I'm trying to work.
Definitely going to bed early. I'm there, it's about 10 PM, I'm like, fuck yeah, get at least like 2-3 more hours of Benny T, and then he's off to bed. And I have to give this whole, oi, and then he walks off anyway.
Oh, I reckon in year 12, taking pictures of me, of every angle, of every day, in any situation, that really pissed me off, but it was pretty funny, but it still pissed me off.
Always getting chicken and cheese. Or chicken and chips, sorry. He's always getting chicken and chips. He's a crazy man.
Breathing and existing.
He's just extremely irritable and unapproachable a lot of the time.
I would say he's terrible. He can be terrible at making first impressions. Because he's very abrasive.
You're a bit of a rat boy, and you know why.
Nangs.
It's got to be the nangs.
Oh, K-holing. Just having way too much ketamine.
And that's hard to watch sometimes.
No, I'm not doing the rest of this shit.
I reckon it's his ability to talk to absolutely anyone. It's pretty impressive. I can't do that.
Really open-minded and sociable you are, and you're willing to just talk and be friends with anyone, that's a really great characteristic of yours. I guess on top of that, you've got a big heart, and yeah, never forget that. You always try and look for the good in people, and that's a really good quality to have.
Especially to me, he's straight up. That's it. He tells you what you need to know.
I think he's a great listener. Really good for, you know, heart-to-heart conversations.
He won't dance around the subject. If there's something that you need to sort of figure out sincerely, he'll tell you.
I think Ben's a real fighter. He really, despite how he acts, I think he would die for all of his boys, and I appreciate that.
Thanks.
How hot his mum is.
That he can cook carbonara somewhat.
That you say yes to literally anything.
Just his ability to, like, no matter what mood you're in, just like bring a smile to your face. Like, he's awesome like that.
You know, we joke around as much as any mates do, any best mates do, but something that he's always been there he's been there for me and he's able to provide is just the facts.
He's loyal. He'll never dog you. And he will, but if he does, he'll dog you on something that you know he's totally about.
I think his honesty and complete authenticity. There's not a hint of irony about the bloke.
Genuineness, you know, good, kind, genuine friend who's been there for me, especially ever since the start, and even over the past few years it's been a bit up and down, but you know, you've stayed by me, Ben, and I thank you for that.
I want to chuck hard style on.
You're Benny fucking T. And went and bought another 2. I don't know.
Oh. Shit. I'll never impersonate him, mate.
But he does this thing where he's like doing scratches on the decks. He's like irrit, and that's how I always know that he's coming.
Now, I can't do a general Ben impersonation, but there is one thing that he does that is classic Ben.
I'm a squid.
Oh, Jez, you're so hot and so cool, and I wish I was you all the time.
Oh, I'm Ben. I like big tits, and I'm a bitch.
Let's pretend. So this pillow is a girl who has tats and looks sad and has either depression, daddy issues, childhood trauma, low self-esteem, or all of them. That's okay. And I'm Ben. Hey, I love you.
Click, click. Fucking fame, bro. I'm fucking fame.
Hey, buddy. So I told the cunt to just fuck off, and I felt like a king, bro. A king.
You, oh, no, me. It's this. He does this. He's in your face. Ah!
Fuck Betty T.
Happy birthday, Ben. This one's for you, mate.
Happy birthday, Ben. Happy 25th. Hope you're doing well.
That's happy birthday, Ben, man.
I love you, mate, and happy birthday.
Love you, Ben. Mwah.